Ndlea traces 4.2 billion naira to Abba, Kyari'S and co-accused accounts. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. Fresh fat have emerged on how suspended Super Cop and former commander of the Intelligence Response Team, DCP Abba Kyari'S, as well as his deputy, ACP Sunday Uba, allegedly received a combined 4.2 billion naira from their separate bank accounts. The details are part of a report sent to the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, by the Ndlea. According to the Drug Enforcement Agency, not less than 1.4 billion naira passed through Kyari'S account while he was commander of the IRT. However, Kyari'S deputy Uba may have received far more than him, as not less than 2.8 billion was traced to his 8 bank accounts. According to investigations, Uba allegedly received a lump sum of 2.664 billion naira on August 15, 2019. The Ndlea is now working on the assumption that the sum traced to Kyari'S and his deputy may be connected to the sale of some illicit substances, including tramadol, worth 3 billion naira. A source said, "You'll recall that Ndlea is investigating an allegation that Kyari'S and his team seized a large consignment of tramadol in warehouse at Amodofin, Lagos. The consignment was worth about 3 billion naira. The IRT under Kyari'S command seized these drugs and they are believed to have sold the consignment to a cartel afterwards. It was around the time of this seizure that Kyari'S deputy received a deposit of 2.664 billion naira in his personal bank account. Out of this money, he purchased FBN insurance shares worth about 100 million naira. Ndlea seeks AGF's approval to confiscate Kyari'S' asset bank account. Meanwhile, the Ndlea has written a letter to the AGF seeking its approval for the confiscation of properties and assets belonging to the One Revert Super Corp. It was gathered that the Ndlea request was dispatched to the Justice Minister last week following the March 7 arraignment of Kyari'S and his men for dealing in cocaine. Kyari'S is facing 8 counts of conspiracy, obstruction, and dealing in cocaine and other related offences at the Federal High Court, Abuja. The other defendants in the charge, marked FHC ABJ 57-2022, are 4 members of the IRT, Ubwa Bawajim, Simon Agirigba, and John Nuhu. 2 other suspects arrested at the Akani Ibiam International Airport in Enugu, Chibuna Patrick Omebe and Emeka Alphonsus Ezewanne, were also listed as defendants. Kyari'S has been indicted in the United States for alleged involvement in $1.1 million scam carried out by a notorious internet scammer. Ramon Abbas, aka Hush Puppy, was suspended by the police last July. A source told the drug agency request is receiving the Attorney General of the Federation attention, noting that Malami was in the process of approving the seizure of the embattled DCP access and property to ensure he did not benefit from the proceeds of crime. Our correspondents gathered from the ex-IRT commander's assets that will be confiscated include cash and money in bank accounts, vehicle, real estate, notably hotel, residential and commercial buildings, personal effects such as wristwatches, jewelry and other valuable possessions. The bunch learned that the AGF approval was required by the Ndlea to seize a suspect property pending conviction by the court. A senior officer stated, "Under the Ndlea Act, the Ndlea cannot forfeit his access unless based on the consent of the Attorney General. The Ndlea wrote last week and the AGF is considering the request." The Ndlea spokesman, Mr. Femi Babafemi, confirmed the development, saying it is a normal procedure to seek approval for no debit order and suspend bank account when suspicious transaction are noticed in such account. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Justice has denied changing its legal opinion in respect of the money laundering case against Kyari'S, stating that a premier facie case against him still subsists. The Director of Public Prosecution, Ministry of Justice, Mohammed Abubakar, said the AGF has not issued another opinion on the case, noting that the legal advice issued to the police in January still stands. Abubakar told a correspondent on the phone on Sunday that the police were expected to prove the allegation but failed to carry out the necessary forensic analysis of the phones of a suspect, which could have provided the money trail linking the senior police officer to Hushpuppi syndicate members. He said, "You rightly quoted our first opinion, where we said that police should establish the linkages trace the money trail. We didn't say the case file does not contain sufficient evidence. It was police response we were referring to. The prima facie evidence we said exists, still exists. The response they sent to us after we sent in our opinion did not sufficiently address the issues we raised. That was the point we raised. Maybe we should have done it differently. We did not abrogate our opinion. Our legal opinion still subsists. You don't seek for legal opinion twice. There is no way we said we changed our position. If you look very well, our position is the same as that of the Police Service Commission, PSC. When we have a case and you need further investigation and that further investigation is not conducted, you cannot go to court with half evidence." Speaking on the gaps in the police investigation, the DPP added, "Normally, they should have done the forensic analysis of the phone records of all the suspects, and that would have given them an idea of how they dealt with the money, who sent the money, when they collected the money, what they did with it. They did not do all of this." In a separate statement by a spokesman, Umaru Gwando, the AGF, stated that he had not changed his opinion on Kyari'S indictment. Rather, he only called for a further probe, a demand which may have been misunderstood. The statement read in part, "It was a case of work in progress, in respect of which the office of the AGF requested for further probe in relation to some aspects of investigation. It was clear that the conclusion on the alleged contradiction on the issue was a clear misconception. The Office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice stands that no conclusion has been reached in the direction of absence of evidence relating to the first report." A policeman in Nigeria, why won't they win the position of the most corrupt in the world? It's a shame. Only God knows how many lives these guys have wasted. I am still standing on my own opinion that this man, if they drill him well, the secret that will come out might even divide this country. Yes, because for somebody should be committing such crime with impunity, that means he has people